that I've dried my herbs and made the scented water and oil, in this case, lavender, I'm going to show you how to make the lotion.
Okay, I'm getting ready to heat up both the oils. In this case, it's not beeswax. I normally use beeswax, but I found a new type of wax. It is made from the flowers, and I looked this up, and it appears as though I only need half the amount as beeswax. And the properties, I like the way they sounded, that they actually absorb into the skin a little bit better. Doesn't quite stay on the surface as much as the beeswax with the lanolin does. So it'll be the first time that I'm using this product. I got my fingers crossed on that. And then I also didn't have coconut oil as the recipe calls for. And I usually make it with that. But I don't have it. So I'm going to use the almond oil carrier that I made into lavender oil. So all of it, the 3/4 cup and the 1/3 cup, is all going to be the lavender oil, which is just a little over a cup. And then I have my scented flower water, the lavender water distilled that I made, plus aloe. So I'm going to heat those up. The idea of heating them up is that you have to have them similar in the same temperature. You cannot have your waters colder than your oils are, or they don't emulsify very well. So you've got to get that just so that I get this to where it's enough that it melts my lanolin and also the candelilla wax. Once that gets to where I used to do this in pots on the stove or in a double boiler. Now I've been able to convert that into a recipe that I can do in the microwave. So I put this into the microwave and blast it 20 seconds and stir and keep on doing that. And then I'll do the same thing with the water, but I'm trying to make the water warm. So we're not really trying to get this hot. We're trying to warm them up enough to melt this and enough that this is similar in temperature. And that way, when I put it in the blender, it should emulsify. So I've let this 3 20-second bursts. It has taken the lanolin out, but the wax is not melting as quickly, but it's usually that way. Beeswax is very slow, and it looks as though this candelilla wax is pretty much the same way. Okay, I've now heated up this enough, and it did take me quite a bit. You want to do the short spurts, 20 seconds. I think I did a couple of 30 seconds and just kept on stirring it until finally the wax melted. And so now I get to put it in. This is the oil. I'm always a little nervous about this all working out because there are times when it doesn't emulsify right. It's too watery or something's going on, and I have to add more of the lanolin or more of the, lanolin and the beeswax. So now I'm going to put this in. I think I'm going to put a dose of my vitamin E. I usually put a dropper, whatever I can suck up in this dropper. Put that in there. Vitamin E. It's good for your skin. And then I'm going to, now I'm looking at my recipe because I haven't made this for a while. And it says put in blender, slowly add oil to the group in a stream. I've done the wrong thing. I put the wrong product in first. So we want to take the oil out. So I'll do this. It makes a difference. It makes a difference, at least I feel like it does. It's okay to correct me and tell me. I'll look it up some more. But I haven't had to make my lavender lotion for well over a year. And this old brain is not remembering. So let's read this as it says. These should be at room temperature, but I kind of heat them up a little bit more. I put this in the blender, and this is my scented water and the aloe vera. And then I'm going to start my blender. It's going to be on low. We're going to start it. Always good to have a lid on when you start it. That would be kind of funny to have it flat. Okay, we want pulse. I don't want that. Take a look. Do it some more. Usually as I make this, there's a point where it just suddenly emulsifies and kind of pulses, and I know that it's taken, and it's not doing that. What's that kind of mean is that my temperatures are too hot. All right. Now this feels thinner. So I actually have a scenario where I believe that I've used a different product than wax. So we see how that is. In the past, I would actually melt a little bit more of the lanolin and the beeswax, or in this case it would be this, to try to get more of the oil in. But I think that this is going to be suitable, and that's how I'm going to go with. So we have my lotion bottles. I get these bottles again on Amazon. They're real easy. There are times when I'll buy them in Walmart and where they have the stuff for overnight, for travel, that kind of thing. But I wanted some clear bottles this time. Looks like I have enough just to put in this, the leftovers. Take what I can, scrape it down. And there we go. Blessed. Put the lids on. I will let this cool down, and then I'll put them in the refrigerator. It's Florida. It is already close to 90 outside. Luckily, I have an air system in my little craft room tree house here. But to get it to cool down, as long as it doesn't separate, as long as it stays emulsified, I have what I want. If it were to separate, I would put them all back in the blender. I would actually maybe add a little bit more, but I've done that and it works really well. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So as long as that doesn't separate, one time it separated and I didn't want to fool with it, and then I just shook it. But for the most part, these make wonderful gifts. And for Wayne and I, we use this. Again, it's lavender lotion that we make for ourselves and for friends.